Hello.
Hey, everybody.
How's it going?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Welcome to another episode of What's the Diff?
A podcast
All right. Thank you for listening.
where we dive into topics that are eerily similar, but also eerily different. Things that often get confused. Things maybe you haven't thought about. Maybe you wish you knew more about something, but you don't. No. Don't worry.
Yeah, you don't know.
We looked into it for you. After every episode, you'll be able to say
Actually.
a little more.
I am Storytime Josh. With me today is Rock and Roll Coley.
I wasn't ready for that.
And Caving Keenan.
Blunk.
Splunk.
Splunkers. Today we'll be getting into physical book versus ebook, Van Halen versus Rush, and stalagmites versus stalactites. At the end, we'll play. At the end, we'll be playing Coley's Question Quandary.
Ooh, my question quandary.
Have an opinion and or want to hear one of your topics debated, you can connect with us at whatsthediff.net. Leave us a voicemail or send us a text at 802-884-3553.
Bitch.
Thank you. Or send a voice clip to us at hellowhat'sthediff@gmail.com. Be
Ding.
sure to check out our Patreon. There you can see special unseen episodes not seen by mortal eyes. They're not for mortal eyes, except for you. They're for you. You can look at them.
Yeah, you can see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. You can become immortal for $5 only.
$5 only. Yeah.
Why pay more?
All right.
Or less. Why pay less, really?
Why would
Yeah.
you?
I feel like
I wouldn't pay less for immortality. It would feel like a cheap immortality. If I'm going to get it, I might as well pay a little bit more.
I wouldn't
Right,
trust
right,
it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I want brand name immortality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of that generic shit.
I don't want cookie. I want Oreo.
I don't want no Pfizer immortality. Boy, you guys kind of seem like you're in a bit of a hurry to do this podcast. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
More like I'm in a Van Halen.
That was the perfect. That's what exactly I was going for.
I wasn't going to say anything about hailing a cab here.
And
I got a van.
Van Halen.
More
the
like
cab.
I'm hailing because I'm in a rush to get out of here.
There you go.
A van too. The cab's a van.
I'm in a
hailing
van.
a cab that's a van to get out of here in a rush.
I'm in a Van Halen. I'm in a rush.
Yeah!
Okay. Do you guys know Rush or Van Halen? Do you know either of them?
Yeah.
I've heard of them, and since I'm really bad with music, I can't think of either of their discography.
Oh, I know Eddie.
I have a question for you, Josh. How can you be really bad at music? What does that mean?
like I listen to music,
Yeah.
and I have artists that I like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to name a song, and
Okay.
sometimes I'll have to be like halfway through a song to be like, oh, I know this one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that's pretty bad at music.
Yeah, especially words. If the music has words, it's really hard for me because I don't listen to words a whole bunch of music. I listen to the music part of the music.
That's odd. That's all I listen to.
It's just the words.
I don't know any beats. If it's a song that's just an instrumental, I can't even hear it. Rush. What about you, Keenan? Who do you like? Rush? Do you like them?
I mean, yeah.
Great. Okay.
Okay. I think I know more about Van Halen and of Van Halen than Rush, but I think Rush is. I know about the giant 12-piece drum set.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They're famous for a 12-piece drum set.
Fuck yeah, they
Is
are.
it 11
their
triangles?
drummer's pretty iconic.
No, I'll get to that.
Okay.
He is. Oh my god.
Oh my god! Let me just tell you.
Rush. Beginning in Toronto in 1968. You guys remember
Toronto.
68? That was a good time.
My dad was born then.
Wow. My parents are significantly older than your parents.
Yeah, that's
Rush
weird.
was initially formed by Alex Lifeson on guitar, John Rutsey on drums, and Jeff Jones on bass and vocals. The famous Geddy Lee replaced Jones early on, like immediately almost. Like they were just like, yeah, we don't like you, Jeff Jones. Let's get Geddy Lee in here. So he was like, okay.
Your name is Jeff Jones.
Jeff Jones.
We're getting Geddy Lee.
Geddy Lee.
We
Yeah.
need a rock star.
So Geddy Lee replaced Jones early on, and the band itself went through many different artists before they landed on drummer Neil Peart, who, in my opinion, is the best drummer in history.
The drummer for Mars Volta is up there too, though.
No, Neil Peart.
Yes, he
Neil
is.
Peart. No, Neil Peart.
Yes,
So
he
do you
is.
know the guy? His name's Geddy, Geddy.
Okay.
Geddy. Do you know
Geddy.
where that comes from?
Like the Gettysburg Address?
Nope. That's good. That's a good one. That's what I thought. It was like something logical, you know?
Yeah.
No, it comes from the
Well, that's
fact.
TT. So
What? No, it's Gedd.
no, isn't Gettysburg TT? Gettysburg?
Well,
yeah, but you know, you
Okay.
say it with a little southern twang.
Yeah.
You know, a little
Getty.
Gettysburg Address.
So anyway, I forget where his mom was from. His mom was from a European country, and so his name's Gary Lee, and so she couldn't say
The
Gary
Irish.
because she go Gary, Gary, and then it just turned into like everybody, all of his friends were like, "Why
Getty.
the fuck is your mom calling you Getty?" And she's like, "No, it's calling me Getty, like Getty, you know." And they're like, "What?" So then it became Getty, and he just. His entire family called him that. Even his mom was like, "Yeah, you're Getty now."
Getty, come down for breakfast.
Getty. So that's where he gets his name Getty from. Kind of.
So his name's Gary.
His name's Gary Lee. yeah.
Gary.
But Getty Lee is way cooler.
Yeah, I like Getty.
So now Rush was set. The main three: Alex, Getty, and Neil. These men made Rush what it is today, an all-out Canadian powerhouse of music. Eh? Starting with their self-titled album in 1974, the album Rush, no shit, opened up doors for the band they never thought were possible. Rush is primarily known as a progressive rock band with difficult and complex compositions. They let their songs paint a story that is arguably, that's a hard word, arguably,
Arguably.
arugula tops all other bands. They have bits of hard rock. This is so much easier to read like this. They have bits of hard rock here and there mixed in their various albums, though their most well-known songs are more kind of prog rock-y.
Prog rock?
Prog rock.
Like progressive or like Czech Republic?
I was thinking Czech.
No,
I
progressive.
think it's
It's progressive.
it's not Czech Republic rock. Because his mom's from Czech Republic, maybe.
Yeah,
Is
probably.
his mom from Czech Republic?
No, I'm just saying shit, dude. Keep
Yeah.
going.
Oh, dude, fucking stop.
This is your topic.
Is this what it's like when I confuse you guys?
Oh, I never get confused.
Oh, I just confused
Oh, I'm never
myself.
confused.
No,
Okay, let's go to the prog rock era.
I know exactly what I'm saying.
Well,
Prog
'cause
rock era.
You said you're like Prague and like
Yeah, in the Czech Republic, the city.
I was trying to make a connection there. There is no connection.
No, I was just joking.
That's where I should have got that it was a joke because
Yeah.
there's no connection whatsoever.
He's just Josh and you. I mean, there's a connection. I got it. That's what's up.
Sorry, I couldn't get my.
I'm fucking backhanded by high five.
That's an odd position.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
So prog rock era,
Spill because I laughed.
1974 to 1980. Welcome to the best. This era is what put Rush on the map. Not even though they were the map. Maybe they were the best.
They were the
They
map.
were the map, maybe.
They were the map,
Maybe not.
baby. So Rush drew inspiration from classic rock bands like Led Zeppelin, Yes, and Cream.
Oh,
Hmm.
I'm gonna Eric Clapton my pants.
I'm gonna Eric Clapton my pants. I'm gonna Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna say that from now on. Rush grew to inspire many bands throughout its history in return. Now, in my opinion, Rush wouldn't be what they are without Neil Peart.
Yeah.
Deciding, like, they just wouldn't be.
I feel like
Deciding
that's a
to,
very unanimous thing.
yeah, like everybody, even if you're not really a fan of Rush, you're like, yeah, it's not anything without Neil Peart. So deciding to bring him on board was the best thing it could have done. So Neil not only slayed on the drums, but he wrote many of the songs that popularized the band. So he was quite the lyricist.
Hmm.
His lyrics brought blends of sci-fi, philosophy, fantasy, and magic to create this powerfully cerebral sound that makes Rush who they are. I had a little thing of like spit building up, and I was like, I'm gonna choke if I say one more word. So I had to.
It just sounded like you smacked the mic, though.
Oh really?
That's
No,
why
I just coughed. I was like,
you have a very mic smacking cough.
yeah. I might have seized and hit the mic. Who's to say? Thank you, Neil. This is in my script.
Can we take 5 seconds just to silence for
Thank
Neil?
you, Neil. You are missed. So
He's dead?
I'll get there. Yes, he died. Some noteworthy albums are Fly By Night in 1975, 2112 in 1976, A Farewell to Kings in 1977, and Hemispheres 1978, which is my personal favorite album.
They popped out albums like no other.
Oh, they were slanging them.
Yeah,
Just straight slanging them.
Like a family in Utah.
Okay, I have a question for what?
Mormon.
Oh, okay. I have a question for you guys. When I mention the 80s, what do you think of?
Rush and Van Halen.
Okay.
Tight jeans.
Yeah. Rollerblades?
Shorts.
Synthesizers. Exactly.
Tight shorts on men. I mean, there's just I picture mullets and shorts
Hot
with tank tops and
hot men
muscles.
in makeup and small shorts. Oh, fuck.
The mullets were just on people's heads.
Oh, my God. Merkins. Don't look that up if you don't know what it is. It's a hairpiece for down there.
What?
What did you? I thought you said American.
No,
What
I
did
said Merkin.
Merkin.
A Merkin
yeah, like
is
American.
no,
Merkin.
Oh,
Merkin, and Merkin is a hairpiece for down there.
Oh,
I'm
no,
looking it up. I'm looking it up.
I'm bald down there.
Yeah. Okay.
Merkin.
Anyway, you got to have that synth.
Girl, are you
baby.
Merkin?
I am going to keep going.
Synthesized.
Whilst sticking to their prog rock roots, Rush dabbled in different sounds to coincide with their image without straying too far from their roots. Albums like Permanent Waves, 1980, Moving Pictures, 1981, and Signals, 1982.
They make Merkins with flashlights.
What?
Yeah.
What?
They make Merkins with
Well,
flashlights.
they used to.
That's so rad.
They were worn by prostitutes after shaving their mons pubis and are used as decorative items or erotic devices by both men and women. They make them with flashlights built in.
That'd be so
with
good
flashlights
for
built
camping.
in.
Yeah,
I-
look, it's a flashlight on it.
Oh, I thought you meant like they make it out of flashlights, and I'm like, how in the physics do they do that?
What the fuck are you talking about? Why would that be? No.
That's what
They
the
make it with
words.
flashlights. Like
the words you
with
said.
A
a flash.
flashlight.
That would be so nice to wake up in the middle of the night. And you're like, I gotta pee.
That's what I was saying.
You just click that baby on. And you're like, oh, sweet,
Yeah, you don't have to worry about anything.
right? It's not like shining in your eyes or anything. Well, it could be depending
Yeah.
on how you wake up.
Or like you're in the tent with the boys and all of a sudden you're just like, oh, hey, I need to get something.
Bro, turn off your Merkin. Jesus Christ, put it on red.
Red Rocket.
Reusable
Red
downstairs toupees. The kitty carpet. It's in the shape of a Christmas tree.
Oh.
Why don't you just shave what you got into that?
What if the next day is a different holiday and you don't have time?
Yeah, you can't just go from Christmas to New Year's just like that, Cully. I don't grow that fast.
Well, you should
It's true.
work on that. So these albums that I mentioned, Permanent Waves, Moving Pictures, and Signals, let Rush spread their wings into new territory. There's that thing in my throat again, sorry. Some people don't love this new synth era, but that's okay because Rush went back to their prog rock and guitar heavy roots in 1989 to the early 1990s. They released Counterparts in 93 and had much success still. Though unfortunately, I wanted to say travesty, but it's a tragedy in Neil Peart's life brought them to a hiatus in 1997. I didn't look into too much of like it was like personal tragedy is what it said. So I was like, somebody probably died in his family. I didn't want to look into that.
He lost the lotto.
Most likely, yeah. Rush couldn't stay hidden for long, though, and they returned to their music and touring in the early 2000s and released albums like Vapor Trails in 2002 and Snakes and Arrows in 2007, which is a dope name for an album. Snakes and Arrows? That's cool as fuck. Rush was inducted into the coveted Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2013 in recognition of their success and influence throughout their career. Rush's Fly By Night album crushed with its release, though shortly afterwards, their next album of Caress of Steel was a commercial failure, which resulted in Mercury Records. This is just kind of fun facts. Mercury Records dropping the band. But that didn't slow Rush down. And with their next album, 2112, they brought themselves back into fame and glory. And a lot of people regard this album as kind of like a fuck you, Mercury. Like, you drop us, you suck. You shouldn't have. They have been awarded 14 platinum and 3 multi-platinum albums in the U.S. and 17 platinum albums in Canada. Critics consider Rush to be one of the greatest rock bands of all time. What do you think? Also, Neil Peart died in 2020.
Oh, wow. So it's recent.
Yeah, pretty recent.
I think in terms of like, well, they're obviously massively talented, and they're like, from what I have heard and like know about Rush, they're super, super intricate, and like all their pieces are very complex.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like they're not just like big, like power chords, like I don't know,
Like Van Halen.
Van Halen.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're more so like very intricate and insane solos and complicated songs, and it's
it's more of like a composition.
it's a composition piece. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Creed. No,
Yeah.
they're kind of like or not Queen a little bit in the sense of like composition pieces, but more so like less ballady and more like prog rock, progressive rock, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, when I hear prog rock, I think of Rush.
Yeah, totally.
That's just immediately.
Yeah.
So that was a good way to segue to Van Halen. Van Halen is very much so a heavy metal sort of hard rock band.
Power chord.
Power chord. Fuck yeah.
But also Van Halen has some of the craziest solos too.
They do. They're very good. Sammy Hagar is pretty goddamn good. And Eddie Van Halen. So Van Halen is an American rock band formed in 1973 in Pasadena, California. So sort of same time as Rush was coming up, but Rush had already established themselves.
Yeah, but didn't have their first album until 3 years after? 1 year after.
Yeah, I read it and I forgot immediately.
1974.
Okay.
6 years.
Known to perform such genres like hard rock, heavy metal, pop rock, arena rock, and glam metal, which I didn't even know that was a genre.
Glam.
A genre.
You can put any musical word and another word together, and you have some type of sound that someone has created.
Ice cream rock.
That's kind of what I'm seeing.
Fart rock.
Fart rock. From 1974 to 1885, Jesus Christ, to 1985, Van Halen consisted of Eddie Van Halen, his brother and drummer, Alex Van Halen, lead vocalist David Lee Roth, and bassist Michael Anthony. Though throughout the years, various members of the band came and went. It's crazy how they switched up so much. Like, it's not really crazy, but it's crazy to fucking write about. Let me say that. One of the more notable artists was Sammy Hagar. Sammy came from a band called Montrose and joined Van Halen in 1985, replacing lead vocalist David Lee Roth. Upon its release in 1978, the band's self-titled album reached number 19 on the Billboard 200 and sold over 10 million copies in the United States. God damn, that's a couple.
Jeez.
With Hagar, sure. The group released 4 U.S. number 1 multi-platinum albums over the course of 11 years. 5150 in 86, OU 812 in 1988. I feel like there's a way to say that, but I don't. It's
Say it again.
OU 812.
I don't know.
OU 812.
OU 182.
But it sounds like U 812.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what it is for me. That was in 1990 and 88. For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge in 1991 and Balance in 95. Okay, here's kind of the beginning of them switching through their band members. Hagar left the band in 96, shortly before the release of the band's first greatest hits collection, best of volume 1, obviously. Former Extreme, the band Extreme, frontman Gary Cherone replaced Hagar and recorded the commercially unsuccessful album Van Halen 3 with the band in 1998, before quickly parting ways in 1999.
Oops.
Yeah, big oops. Van Halen went on hiatus until reuniting with Hagar in 2003. Hagar again left Van Halen in 2005, and Roth returned in 2006. But Anthony was replaced on bass guitar by Eddie's son, Wolfgang Van Halen. What a name. Eddie was diagnosed with cancer in 2001 and died of the disease on October 6th, 2020, a month after his father's death. Wolfgang confirmed that Van Halen had been disbanded.
Damn.
So, yeah. The most exciting thing I think about Van Halen is like their music's really powerful, but it's also, it's not like Metallica where it's all just like intense.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of singing in it too, which I like. It's cool. My favorite Van Halen song is Hot for Teacher.
Oh my God.
And you got to play it like, I have to play it loud, like almost too loud. If it comes on in my Spotify like shuffle, I have to crank it until I'm like, ooh, this kind of hurts. Every time I have to play it too loud.
That song came on so much back when my parents and like my family would do our summer vacation out to the lake. We'd just be on the boat and just hear Hot for Teacher. Like anytime that someone says that they're like, I'm sorry, I'm late, I just hear in my head, I don't feel tardy.
I don't feel tardy. Ah, man, I think the clock is slow. I don't feel tardy.
Class dismissed. Yeah. God.
That's an amazing song. I highly
Yeah.
recommend listening to that. That's a great one. That's like one of the first heavy rock songs like that I ever listened to, because my dad would always listen to 92.9, and I just farted. Sorry. And he would have to play it really loud because it's classic rock.
Yeah, you have to play it loud.
Thinking of 92.9 KISM, like,
Kiss him.
that's the song I hear.
Kiss him in the mouth.
Kiss him. So, yeah. I like Van Halen a lot. I like Dreams Jump is another one of their songs that's like everybody knows Jump. And they're very synthy, I would say. I think they're more successfully synthy compared to Rush.
Mm.
Like, and maybe that's probably just my opinion, but yeah, like the synth works more for Van Halen than I think it does Rush in their kind of experimental synthy eras. So, yeah. If you put up the two, I would listen to Rush. I would pick Rush. I think that's just, I like the more story-driven kind of, movie that plays in your head when you're listening to this music. And one of my favorite songs by Rush is on the album Hemispheres. It's La Villa Strangiato. It's like 12, 13 minutes of all just instrumental, no sounds, but it is such a good story to listen to. It's so weird. Like, you listen to it and you're like, okay, I see what they're going for with the sound. It's quite entertaining. Like, there's different parts of it. Like, it dips down and it gets really loud and then it gets really heavy and then it gets kind of melodic. And I don't know. It's just, that song's got everything in it. It's very fun to listen to. So, yeah, I would say Rush is my preferred.
Probably
Though
agree.
that's I'm not pushing Van Halen down at all. Van Halen is great. I love Van Halen. But between the two, I like Rush more.
Mm.
That's my opinion.
All right. Yeah. Opine.
That's my opine, y'all. Yeah. OU8212? OU812?
Oh, you 812?
I don't know what that means. But yeah. So anyway, yeah. That was me deep diving into Rush and Van Halen. I hope you enjoyed spelunking with me into that topic.
So I know you guys have all been wondering
Did that work?
about
Are you there yet?
caves. Huh?
You finish?
What?
What?
Me what?
See, that happens to me too.
Oh,
When
I
you guys
just
say
kept
shit and I'm like, what? And then you look at me like I'm an idiot.
I had no idea what you said.
What? Fuck you guys.
No, I mean, every time I talked, you would talk, and I would talk over what you said, so I didn't hear you.
What?
Okay, so I know you guys have all been wondering about caves. Have you guys have been caving probably?
I mean,
Yeah.
to
Or
a
walked
to a
in cave.
to a degree, yeah.
I've been in a cave, not like one of the fucking claustrophobia inducing caves though.
Yeah, I've never had to squeeze that much.
That's no.
Oh, I've squeezed.
No.
Oh, he
I
squeezed.
can't.
I've
That's
squeezed.
I would never. If you could barely get your head through a hole, like nah.
Well, it was like my shoulders. I was like, this is tight for my shoulders.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but it was only like, it wasn't like those videos, but it was like I was definitely like crawling and like squirming
Yeah, I don't like
with
that.
a headlamp. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. But so I mean, yeah, I used to go caving. I mean, in Hawaii, it's like that's a fun thing to do. There's a lot of caves. The Kamana caves in Hilo. There's like these like designated areas you can go, kind of. And then my buddies and I would like just go the other, like we'd find the smallest holes and just go as far as we could. And one time we popped out in this ditch in a neighborhood.
What?
Yeah. We were like, what? We were so confused. We were like, popped this was the narrow part. We went through this really very narrow part, and it ended up being into this I think they call it a ballroom, where you like you get out of a small hole and all of a sudden it's like fucking 40-foot walls. Like, whoa. And then we kept walking, and we got to this little grate. We saw some light coming down. We had to lift the grate up, and we came out, and it was like we were like a storm drain ditch in a neighborhood.
What?
It was cool. It was awesome.
Wild.
Then we had to walk like 3 miles back to the car around because we're about to do that shit again. But yeah, if you're going caving, always bring 2 flashlights or 3. Yeah,
Why?
because if one dies, then you have another one. If that one dies, then you have another one.
My flashlights don't die.
Because if anything dies,
They
then
pass away.
You could die. You know what I mean?
You gotta get one of those ones that you can like crank it.
Yeah, you do actually.
Sounds like that.
I was bringing a couple of those. So anyway, you know when you're going in caves and you see all these like formations everywhere, like these little.
Yeah, they're like, give me a T, give me a W.
Oh, I get it. Keenan doesn't get it. I get it though.
Let's just let it marinate for a little
That
bit.
makes me happy that I got it and Keenan didn't get it.
Formations, give me a T, give me a like in band. What?
No, cheer, bro.
like cheer
Cheer.
formations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. See?
you know
I
when
thought
you're
it was
when you're
great.
going in the cave and you see like these giant cones from the ceiling, like these just big stabby things coming down like icicles, but they're
Yeah.
made out of rock.
Cones.
Yeah.
Those are called stalactites.
Well, that's tight.
Yeah, and so they're not just rock that's there. Well, it is, but it's but it's cooler than that. So tights.
Stalags.
They're basically just giant mineral formations from the deposition of minerals from dripping water.
They're not rocks, they're minerals.
So the stalactite, no, I'm saying tight from the ceiling. They hang from the ceiling. They're formed when water containing any dissolved calcium carbonate drips from the ceiling. As the water evaporates, it leaves behind mineral deposits. So over time, they just create like these giant icicle like tapered structures. They're actually so fucking sick. Like they're so cool, so cool. And then you got stalagmites, which is the literal drip of the water into the ground. And so what that does is disturb the ground and brings it up. And over time, water evaporates, and then you have the opposite. So you have a stalactite from the ceiling and a cone, and then it has its very own stalagmite from the ground in a cone. And yeah, it's cool. It's very neat.
Do they meet in the middle sometimes, right?
Uh-huh. You know what that's called?
Column.
A column. He gets a column.
Yeah.
So or a pillar, or you can call them pillars. Those two words make sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like column.
So yeah, they can meet and they form like you'll be walking, it'll be going through this like little like shoulder squeezed area, and you'll pop out into this. It's called a ballroom, I think, if I remember correctly. And then there's like these columns, just like Roman looking columns. They're all like crazy looking, obviously, and colorful and shit. But it's because drips from the ceiling made drips from the bottom, and the minerals left over met in the middle and formed columns.
Wow.
It's fucking dope.
Just by drips.
Just drips, bro.
Just making more rock.
Just drips.
They got that sick drip.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice verbiage.
Thank you for the nose exhale. That's what I require instead of a laugh.
I mean, it came out of my mouth, but that's
Oh.
okay. I don't take it back.
These columns can be huge. There's the White Giant in Jelena Jama Cave in Slovenia. It's about 23 feet. This giant column.
Tall?
Damn.
Yes.
Damn. What is the diameter?
I don't know. There's
Okay.
another one. Probably, if I was going to guess, based on what I've seen from pictures, it'd probably be like 4 feet, I would imagine, something like that.
That's big.
That's the largest stalactite. Well, actually, there's a big one. The impressive stalactite Gruta do Lago Azul in Brazil is a 66-foot column.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, that's not a column. I think that's just the drip, but essentially it's almost on the floor. So the cave is like 66 feet tall and it's dripping down.
So there's a stalactite that's almost
And
to the floor?
it's probably about, and the bottom one's probably coming up to meet it. It's not a column yet.
Okay, so...
And it's not
okay.
going to be in our lifetime either. It takes a while.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, could they help it out?
Nope. The largest stalagmite, the ground one, is the Martel chamber of the Sueva de Nerje in Spain. It's 105 feet tall.
Jesus.
Just
Oh my
just
God.
formed from water dripping from the ceiling. Doop, doop, just whoop.
That's
And obviously
millions
that
of
cave is
years.
Oh yeah, millions of years. That cave is huge. Think about how long that would take. 105 feet from drips. Just like
Oh my
with
God.
calcium carbonate in them, innate in them, stacking. You can go all over the fucking world. There's caves everywhere. Most of this happens in limestone caves due to the calcium carbonate composition.
Yeah.
The Carlsbad Caverns in the USA, Waitomo Caves in New Zealand. I did that one. I took a boat through them, like a little paddle boat. You go through these caves and there's glowworms.
Ooh.
So there's like they're glowing because of all these little worms that live in it. Like there's a neon glowing. It's beautiful. And there's these dripping stalagmites or stalactites and things everywhere. It's fucking so sick. The water's super fucking clear. There's a reed flute cave in China, which is huge. The Postonia cave in Slovenia, the Genolan caves in Australia, and the Sueves de Dracha. Something.
Flawless pronunciations.
Sueves de Drash in Spain. It's pretty cool. So yeah, how long do they take to form? Really long time. They usually grow 0.1 to 10 millimeters per year,
That's in either direction.
up or down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's 0.1 to 10.
millimeters per year.
Between 0.1 and 10.
Any way to
Depends-
convert to freedom units?
0.004 to 0.4 inches.
It's about
Nice
average.
conversion.
Let's just say it would take a long time to grow. Okay. So that depends on the water flow rate, like how fast is it dripping, the mineral content, especially for calcium carbonate. It takes a long time for that. Cave temperature, cave humidity, the carbon dioxide levels in the cave, because how fast is it, the water evaporating. So if you wanted to, like, say you saw a stalactite that was like a meter long, like 3.3 feet, it would be that's around 10,000 to 100,000 years to form,
That's just a baby.
and that's a very baby.
Wait, whoa. Hold on a second. So it's stalac with a C.
Stalac and stalag. Yeah.
Stalac is C from the ceiling. Stalag, G from the ground.
Sure.
Bitchin'.
I was,
Yeah.
I was wondering for the mnemonic. Thank you.
I always learn stalactite to the ceiling.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
hanging on tight.
Yeah.
Tight.
And then stalagmites can grow a little faster because if the water splashes on the ground, it can actually deposit more minerals and mix the minerals up that are already there too. So yeah, a little faster.
That's why the other one is like 90 feet.
105
Longer.
feet tall, yeah. Longer, yeah. So yeah, the fastest ones can grow like several centimeters per year, but that's super rare. That would be more like if you ever been to a basement and seen like little drips of concrete that are solidified to the ceiling, like an old basement. So that's like a human created thing, but it's a natural formation. That's called a calthemite.
Like TH?
Calthemite. Yeah.
Calthemite?
Yeah. So that is
Well, I don't know, but calthemite.
so calthemites are from concrete or like cement or lime-based human-made structures like bridges, tunnels, garages, parking garages, things like that. It's water seeping not through calcium carbonate, but through calcium hydroxide, things you find in cement.
Concrete's made out of limes?
So the calcium-rich water, when it's exposed to any carbon dioxide in the air, forms calcium carbonate deposits, just like it does in the caves. But it's from calcium hydroxide. As long as there's calcium, this can happen. So those form pretty fast, actually. It can be weeks to years.
Oh.
Because there's so much density of calcium in there. But yeah, and then mostly in nature it's limestone. But it can be in other types of rocks too, like dolomite, which is similar to limestone, but it's magnesium instead. Gypsum, which is calcium sulfate, anhydrate, salt caves. Pretty sure these are really rare, but it's halite. They're super cool looking. They're like see-through and they look like crystals, but it's just salt, and they're very fragile, obviously, because it's salt, like evaporated salt. Basalt or lava tubes, but these aren't really like they look like stalactites and stalagmites, but they're it's just literal lava dripping, so it's not like the same formation of water running through calcium carbonate. It's just lava, which is cool.
Oh man, I don't know how to explain this. I remember seeing some like cooking video or something about a guy in, I think it was Japan, and in like I can't remember what he was fucking making. It must have been like he was making fresh sea salt or something. But anyway, at the roof of this guy's workshop was just the halite stalactites. It's just covered because there's so much salt constantly being evaporated in that building. It looks really cool.
Right.
But I wish I could remember what that is.
I know there was one. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no,
I was gonna say the one in, I think it's like China, where they make like a bunch of coffee or something, and then
Is that it? Is that what I'm thinking
like
of?
coffee on the roof. I think we've also talked about it once. Maybe you're right.
Man.
They make something, and then that
creates
thing
a lot
is, and then it's just like pure, just on top, and you could just like cut some up and be like,
Oh, I remember what it is. It's not salt, it's caffeine.
Yeah, it's caffeine anhydrous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was. It just looked like salt.
Yeah. It can happen with any mineral,
Stalactite.
essentially, or any like. Once anything in its pure form is exposed to CO2, it basically like turns into a carbonate. I think something like, I don't know the chemistry, but it's dope. But so limestone is the most common. Gypsum is like the coolest looking, I think, when I looked it up, because it's calcium sulfate, and it's like, it's hard to explain, but if you look it up, it's cool.
How do you spell it?
Gypsum.
Yeah.
GYPSUM. Look up gypsum stalactite.
And if you really want to get a good look at it, cut a hole in your wall. Because drywall is made of gypsum.
oh,
Oh, okay, there you go.
okay,
Don't breathe it.
I thought it was made of wall.
that's dried.
That's just dried wall. I don't understand.
Oh, all right then.
I don't get it. All right, don't
All
think
right,
about
Mr.
it too hard,
Minecraft.
buddy. What is it? GY? I'm gonna look it up. here.
Yeah, put on the fucking thing.
Yeah.
GYPSUM.
Stalactite. Or type in different types of stalactite structures. Maybe.
Gypsum. Okay. So
I think
let's do
pictures
it.
would be very cool right now because it sounds boring, but it's so sick.
Let's get to some pictures.
Images.
We'll do a stalactite.
That's cool.
Do the stalactite.
Yeah, well, we're looking for stalactite.
Well, fuck off.
It's way cooler.
Yeah, I know. Give me
Okay.
that.
Well,
Gypsum.
Stalact.
Oh God! Now everybody's seeing that I can't spell stalactites. Oh Jesus!
Ooh.
Whoa!
Yeah, for those of you that aren't watching,
If you're on Spotify, there's on the bottom left you can
can-
say switch to video or something. Look at that.
But if you want to keep it audio, it's
Yeah.
like this almost like pure white, and one of them's like pure yellow. It's like if you see a dog pee in the snow, but like it's stalactite.
Well,
form.
those ones are like red too.
Yeah, this one's like
What
red.
the hell?
This is like if a dog peed sriracha into the snow.
Oh my god.
Type in what was that one I said? Type in halite stalactite.
Highlight.
Halite. These ones are cool. This is the salt one. Salt caves.
Highlight.
Hello. Do a cave one.
Yeah, and they all look the same. It's
No, it's
all dark in a
cool.
cave.
No, that one,
cool, it's
that
different.
person has their hand around a little white thing. That's nice.
This one.
No, it was up more. See?
This one.
Yeah. With
This
that.
one. That's
No,
on Etsy.
no, that's a big one. I was talking about the one to the right.
Buy
The
these.
This one.
the average size looking one.
It's like coral. Just type in go to the search bar and just type in giant stalactite.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. So this must be like. Is this that column thing you were talking about?
I mean, I don't know. If that's
Mhm.
there's China has a bunch of these.
It's probably the pillar.
Make bigger.
There are pillars.
Yeah. Yeah. These are sweet, dude. Oh, look at that with the water.
Dude, that's how it was
Ooh.
in New Zealand.
Damn, with the water.
That's wild.
That's crazy with the water. That's cool. Well,
Very pretty.
I'm gonna deep dive looking into the stalactites and
One
stalagmites
last. Type
later.
in reed flute cave. This is China. I think it's the one I'm thinking of.
Oops. Reed Flute Cave.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa.
Well, they light it up, but it's cool. Yeah.
I mean, still.
That's wild. Look at this one.
it's such
Could you
a,
imagine if it was naturally that like purple
What
and
the
vibrant?
What the shit?
Oh my god.
What the hell? Oh my
So, yeah.
God. No way.
So yeah.
Do you enjoy Ancient Origins?
Yeah.
No.
Do you like Agent Orange?
It's
Agent
fucking cool when
Orange.
you're like caving and then you come into a giant ballroom or cathedral. I forgot what they call it. I think those are both different ones. And you're just like, holy shit, because it looks like it was made by somebody, like sculpted out. But it's just so beautiful.
Sounds like cathedral.
Wow.
That would make more sense.
I think ballroom's another one they use.
That's
it depends
so
how
cool.
the shapes are.
That's so cool. All right.
Right.
Everybody go look at caves.
Go look. It helps
Look up
to
caves
look
and
at
shit.
it.
Yeah. Look at us look at caves on
Yeah.
YouTube or Spotify.
Or don't.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm
So,
your father.
Yeah, it's just fucking.
I'm your father.
It's just it's carbon dioxide mixing with calcium, making calcium carbonate, and then you get that. It's very cool. So yeah, it takes thousands to millions of years just to happen. So the ones that are there are the ones that are there for us to see. But in a million years, they'll be even bigger.
That's well.
Or smaller.
I'll be around to see it.
Or dead. Yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah, if you haven't been caving, definitely go do it. There's if you're in Washington, there's lava tubes near Mount St. Helens. You're not going to see. I mean, you're going to see stalactites, but they're not going to be that kind.
They're not going to be as wild.
Yeah. The first time I saw something like that was actually in Philadelphia, or around Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
The other P.
And I was like, oh wow, they're much more colorful. But if you want to see some lava ones, go here. They're cool. There's a lot of. They're everywhere. Go
We have a
look it
bunch
up.
of ice caves here, don't we? Too.
Yeah.
There's a couple left of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Ice caves are.
I mean, it's literally the same way the icicles are formed. Like it's the dripping water, except instead of the ice just freezing, it's the crystals forming, drying out. It's cool.
Interesting.
So that's the difference.
So why do we call them icicles instead of stalacticles?
I don't know. I didn't do icicles.
Oh. Well, fine.
That's what you can do next week.
Icicles versus
Stalactites.
No.
Icicles versus a sword
versus-
for impaling my enemies.
versus the water.
What's more deadly, an icicle or a sword?
Well, the icicle is because you can stab somebody and then your murder weapon will melt.
Just wear a glove because your hand will be very cold. Murder weapon will melt. Never fade.
very cold.
I'm sorry, can you melt that gun? It's not as good as a weapon.
Like, well, it could melt if I had a furnace. I could melt this down. Like, no, you can't.
If I were to get stabbed, I'd prefer an icicle. That way, I don't have to pull the knife out. It just melts out by itself.
Yeah.
And I'm already icing the wound.
And it'll hurt, but it'll cool me down. So, you know.
And assuming we're in a cold climate, which icicles do exist, I could just go get some snow on my wound. It'd be perfectly fine.
Yes.
If I'm dead, I'm already on ice. It's perfect. It saves my family hundreds of dollars.
And then I would be like, what Disney? And I would live forever.
And then I would just become one with okay, can somebody... can we take...
One with
This is not a good bit. Not a good bit.
I liked it.
Not a good...
I like that voice. That
Yeah.
voice is fun to do.
I think you guys aren't probably that well read, but that's
No.
okay. Maybe you could read more after you learn the difference between
I'm not well read anything.
physical books
I'm
versus
more
e-books.
Blue kind of guy.
Well, read.
We're like a blue card. Fucking blue man group over here.
Actually, I am solo now.
Oh my god.
Blue man solo.
I'm just blue man. Dabba-dee, dabba-da.
Blue dude.
Have you seen Blue Man group?
No. Just me.
Yeah, those guys don't get it.
I paint myself. It's very
I can't get it back, so if I turn around, the audience knows I'm a fake.
I just,
So I just paint the front.
So, yes, paint my face.
So, physical book versus e-book.
And I can't wear a black shirt, otherwise it's copywriting plagiarism.
So I have to wear a navy blue, like a deep navy blue.
So I wear a shirt that says, I love the mountains. Mountains, please. Okay, just go. Sorry.
mountains.
So, do you prefer e-books or physical books?
Books. Physical books. Like a book.
I'm glad you got there. What about you, Gully?
Well, what do you define ebook? Like anything that's not, or like, are you saying audiobook or
Here, let me get to the
Like an
gist.
e-girl, like kind of like a fringe book.
fake ass book?
A physical book is a tangible printed work consisting of pages bound together, typically with a cover containing text, images, or a combination of both. An e-book is a book in electronic form that can be read on a computer or handheld device rather than in print.
Oh, so something on your phone or a Kindle.
Yeah.
I'm not an e-girl. I'm a physical girl.
I can't read, so no, I prefer books.
Yeah,
Physical books, though I don't like because I don't really read very much, which
That's fair.
you know, it's just not something I do,
Yeah.
which I want to get into. So you should give me recommendations of what I should read.
I have a few right now. Ready?
Nope,
Ready Player One's a great book, not a great movie.
I've listened to it.
So you read it.
Yeah, then we go back into that whole thing. But anyway, I prefer physical books. I like them.
Yeah.
If I read more and traveled, then I would definitely get a Kindle. But I don't know. I like getting a book and then just like getting it from the library and then giving it back.
Just so you know, you can do that with ebooks as well at the library.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they even have an app called Libby.
Yeah. Free books.
It's the state. It's the public library. And somehow you rent them out and you have to return them to get which
I'll dive into that.
doesn't make sense because it's not real.
It kind of it makes sense because business.
But it's a library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Business.
Liberal.
So I'm kind of in the same camp. If I do read a book, I usually want to be a physical book.
It's not like I'm carrying 30 books. I read one a year.
Yeah.
I just carry a book with me.
I'm about like half a book a year. So
I used to read like one a month. I really was good at it for a while. And
Yeah.
then,
Then you became
who the fuck has time for that?
unliterate.
Yeah.
it's a terrible disease.
Yeah, it happens to a lot of us.
So let's dive into physical books. So physical books started way back in the day with clay
The
tablets.
Bible. Oh.
Close. Some founded to be from Mesopotamia
I was
in
gonna
the
say.
3rd millennium
Ancient
BCE.
Mesopotamia.
There's a larger collection of over 20,000 tablets in Nineveh. Nineveh? Nineveh. It's
Nineveh.
uh, Nineveh?
Nineveh.
See,
Yeah,
I know. Usually I'm bad at pronouncing things, but I think it's Nineveh.
It's Nineveh.
Nineveh. Dating back to 7th century BCE.
Oh.
Before the Common Era.
Yes, before the Common Era. So we moved on to papyrus shortly after.
Papyrus.
Shortly being thousands of years later.
Pirates?
Pirates.
Yeah, we draw on pirates. That's why they show tattooed.
So
It's just books.
papyrus is made by extracting the marrow from the stems of papyrus reed.
I like me books on pirate. Sorry.
It's used prominently in ancient Egypt. The script of Egyptian scribes was called hieratic. Hieratic?
What's it? Let me see.
Heretic?
No, close. Hieratic.
Hieratic.
Hieratic. Like hieroglyphic, but or sacerdotal writing. It is not hieroglyphic, but a simplified form more adapted to manuscript writing. Hieroglyphs usually being engraved or painted.
Something like the Dead Sea Scrolls era?
Era. Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
Papyrus was used most to make things such as scrolls,
Like the Dead Sea Scrolls.
like the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Have you guys seen, this is a quick sidebar, have you seen any like Mesopotamian writing?
Mm-hmm.
Like how they do it in blocks of clay?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
So they take just a stick that has a square end on it, and they use the corner of that end in like different formations and like really close together. So it's basically like little indented triangles and patterns and stuff. It's really cool, but it looks like it's. I mean, if you know ancient Mesopotamian, it'd be really quick to write because you're just
I'm
like,
fluent
ba,
in
ba,
it,
ba, 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 you know, just you're like
Yeah.
not having to do all these crazy fucking English bullshit things.
It's like if you took a cookie cutter and just did different shapes with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're just like poking the stick into some clay, and you're like, word.
It's like kanji. It like can mean 100 fucking things, and it's
Mhm.
like deep. This one
yeah.
symbol means a whole story, verbatim.
This one means hot goth girl.
Dommy mommy.
I have transcribed this entire podcast into a shape.
This is your shape.
Yes. I've
I've
read that episode.
It's just a thumbs up.
So Romans later on invented the codex, a book format consisting of sheets of parchment or paper folded and bound together, which gradually replaced scrolls. The Chinese were the first to produce printed books using a technique called woodblock printing, where text and designs were carved into a block of wood, inked, and pressed against paper. So this is kind of like the first form to be able to do kind of more mass producing of books.
They stamped it.
Stamp.
So like if they're trying to get flyers out or something, carve it and then just stamp it.
Yeah. Johannes Gutenberg, invention of printing press.
Johannes Gutenberg.
With movable type in the 15th century, revolutionized book production, making it possible to mass produce books.
The Gutenberg Bible.
Yes, that was the first.
Johann Gutenberg.
After a long
Joe,
time,
hand me that Gutenberg.
along came ebooks.
E-books.
And I say a long time, but not super long. Well, I mean, compared to the 15th century,
Geologic time scale.
pretty long compared to the 15th century.
Not on the stalactite time scale.
In 1930,
Shut up, Neil Patrick Harris or whatever that guy's name is. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I was like, what is wrong with what?
I was like, what's wrong with Doogie Howser?
Like, how was I being Neil Patrick Harris at any moment there?
You know, Neil Patrick Harris is the black space guy.
Oh my God. Quite the opposite.
Well, very different. Well, 1930, Bob Brown theorized that talkies had changed the medium of movies. Talkies back
Talkies
in the
the
day.
chip.
Talkies were movies that had sound.
You're doing talkies too much, okay? A little too much talkies.
A little too much talkies. It was where the actors could actually speak.
It's like a silent film, but not.
Oh,
Yeah.
T-A-L-K.
Yeah.
Talk.
Talkies.
Talk.
Yeah, in English, we make the L silent.
But deadly.
Fucking hate English.
Talking. Talk.
So he theorized that the talkies changed the medium of movies to the point that books would need a similar revolution. a simple reading machine, which I can carry or move around, attached to any old electric light plug, and read 100,000-word novels in 10 minutes if I want to, and I want to, is what Bob Brown said.
I got this new reading machine.
Chapter 1. Hey boy and his dog.
Which, like, in a way, it was more like the words would like go past a screen that you're looking at like very quickly, so it's not actually like a book. But have you seen like the video that teaches you that you can read at like 200 words per minute?
Oh,
It
it
just flashes one
All
word
you need
at a
is the
time.
first and last letter and one middle letter to be kind of in the right place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your brain fills it in.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to be able to read like that.
God, yeah.
Dude, I did one of those tests and I just read everything so fast.
If I
I'm a pretty good reader though.
if I did a test like that, I'd probably get like 20 words per minute. I'm so slow at reading.
I struggle with like paying attention. So I'll read something. I'll read like a whole page, and then my brain's just
Yeah.
like, wait, what the fuck did we just read?
I'll
Yeah.
read until I get there, and then I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
done.
all right, I can't.
I
retain
read a
any
whole Stephen
information.
King book in one day once though.
Oh, damn.
Like I can read once I get into it. If I like the book, I can't put it down. I won't even eat. I'm just like, I'm reading.
Well, no, I get that same feeling if I am
gotta
reading
be-
a book I enjoy.
It's got to be a good book.
I'm just like fucking ADD dyslexic. Like, what did I read? What did I read? I do with audiobooks too. I'll zone
dude,
out.
all the time. That was one thing I forgot to say about the audiobook conversation. I zone the fuck out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, reading, like actually reading, is definitely more keeps you. You have to look at it.
Locks it in.
Yep.
Locked it.
Locked in.
Sorry,
So-
I had to yawn.
I wrote the inverters, but I meant to write the inventors.
The inverters of it.
The inventors of the ebook, question mark.
Ooh.
So it's deeply debated who was the actual inventor of the ebook.
Oh.
But people say that the first ebook may be the Index Thomisticus.
Let me see. It sounds like a fun word.
It's like Thomas, but Thomisticus.
Probably Thomisticus.
Thomisticus, a heavily annotated electronic index to the works of Thomas Aquinas, prepared by Roberto Busa, S.J., beginning in 1946 and completed in the 1970s. So it took a long time.
Wow.
In 1949, Angela Ruiz Robles,
Yep.
a teacher from Ferrol, Spain, patented the Encyclopedia Mechanica, or the Mechanical Encyclopedia,
Encyclopedia Mechanica.
a mechanical device which operated on compressed air where text and graphics were contained on spools that users would load onto rotating spindles.
Ooh, spindles.
Imagine inventing something like that. The
Right?
fuck?
You're just like, you know, I
That's
just fucking
crazy.
compressed air, you put the spindle on, and all of a sudden,
How fucking crazy, like, having to explain that. Like, I invented a spindle book machine. And you're like, all right, what are you fucking talking about?
I mean, if you see like any of the modern tech shows, like the stuff that is being like on the forefront of technology today, we're just doing the same thing. We're like, how the fuck did you do that?
Yeah.
Well, my reaction to that is, how the fuck did you make it that small?
That's always the crazy thing about today's technology.
It's like, here, I have 10 terabytes of data in my pinky nail. And you're like, what? Excuse me?
Yeah, I saw something where there's like a microcomputer that could basically like fit like on your pinky finger and still be like barely visible, that has more computing power than the first flight to the moon.
That's ridiculous.
Absolutely wild. Back to this. Alternatively, some historians consider electronic books to have started in the early 1960s with the NLS project headed by Douglas Engelbart at Stanford Research Institute, SRI, and the Hypertext Editing System and FRES projects headed by Andreas von Dahm at Brown University. FRES documents ran on IBM mainframes and were structure-oriented rather than line-oriented. And no, I will not explain.
I was just going to ask, like, what the hell are you talking about, boy?
Finally, Michael S. Hart wrote the Declaration of Independence on a computer in
Wait.
1971.
His name is Michael S. Hart.
Yes, Michael Shart. Michael Shart wrote
last name is
the
Shart.
Declaration of Independence on a computer in 1971.
You guys are such children.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Don't grow old. It's a scam.
My hoodie has cat ears on it. Wait.
Oh, if you can see, he's got cat ears.
Or these are bear ears. I lied. I'm a liar. These are bear ears.
Oh yeah.
I have my right to bear ears.
Thank you for that. That was beautiful.
Shut up. In 1980, the U.S. Department of Defense began a concept development for a portable electronic delivery device for technical maintenance information called Project PEAM, the Portable Electronic Aid for Maintenance. Technical specs completed in 1981/1982. So that was kind of like the first handheld e-reader in a way, was to have people in the military be able to read maintenance stuff out in the field without having to have the giant ass book. In 1990.
How did it work?
Yep.
How'd they have it?
I mean, if they were able to write the Declaration of Independence on a computer in 1971, then they must have been able to put it into some kind of
Like a giant portable computer? Because they didn't have like small computers.
I mean, it was like a pretty big like box that you would like.
So why is that
opened
more
up.
convenient than a manual?
Well, I mean, the manual could get wet, or I guess you can't really get the technology wet at that time.
Computer could die. I don't know.
I think they just were just like, we had a lot of money. Spend it.
Technology.
We have so much taxpayer money. Holy shit.
That's the answer. Technology.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess you could hand off the computer easier if the manual changed. You could just change out part of the computer rather than having to reprint all the manuals, so you could save paper that way.
Oh.
I'm
Well,
thinking
hopefully
of
it
some
don't
stuff.
change.
Oh, they change a lot. In 1992, Sony launched the Data Discman, an electronic
Sony.
book reader that could read ebooks that were stored on CDs.
CD's nuts.
CDC is nuts.
What the?
In the early
Laugh.
It's my laugh, dog.
in the early 2000s, e-readers all started to have different formats, meaning some books could be read on certain machines.
Like Stephen Hawking.
Yes, he could not read ebooks.
He's a cyborg.
By 2010, though, there were open formats that made it easier for books to be spread across devices and could also read page number, chapter title, table of contents, and other important info. This also allowed people that couldn't get their books physically published to still put out their book. And here was a not-so-fun fact.
Look at my book.
2/3 of ebook publishing is owned by the 5 big publishing companies.
The one with the penguin?
Penguin.
Penguin's probably one of them, yeah.
Penguin.
Which that's just wild. Like 66% of electronic books, something that anyone in this day and age can make now, is just owned by these
Oh yeah.
5 companies.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
That's
disgusting.
Wow. Penguins.
These publishers kind of sucked, as libraries would offer these easily downloadable files, but only had licenses for a certain amount of copies or a certain amount of time. So what you were saying at the beginning of this, where it's like, it's stupid, it's a file. Well, these printing companies, these publishers are like, well, we own the files, so you're only allowed to have 3 of them downloaded at a time, and then they have to return that file. Or it's like, hey, you have unlimited amount of copies, but you only get it for 3 months unless you want to pay the license again.
That would make sense. But what about what? I don't understand the benefit of how are you gonna? If it's free, how are you gonna make money on?
It's free real estate.
Well, that's the licenses and stuff. So like if the library has to pay the company this license to be able to have the book for an X amount of time,
Okay, so less-
then you have to buy the license again.
And
if
the
it's
less
still,
rentals, the more time it takes for people to want to read it. So they need to renew their license agreement. Okay.
Yeah, so it's ways that publishers can make money, which in turn the author can make some money, but depending on the deal that they have with the publisher, it could change how that works.
Yeah.
But it is nice to know that if you are having a hard time publishing your book, you could just electronically publish it and still be fine.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought it was nice. I think I bought a Kindle or got it for Christmas, and I read like part of a book on it, and I didn't really enjoy it all that much.
It's nice for travel.
If you read a lot of books and travel, I think it would be an amazing investment.
Yeah. And I guess it's nice too, like instead of hauling a book, like if you go on a backpacking trip or something or wherever, you're like out in the woods, instead of having to haul a book, you can just have your Kindle. Like, yeah, the battery might die, so charge it beforehand, but you still have a little book pad thing that you can fuck with outside.
Yeah, not to mention that the Kindles, you can get the one with the e-ink, the electronic ink. E-ink.
Is that like the early ones where it's like there's no glare or anything?
It's like paper.
Yeah, it's basically like reading a paper book. And it also, like, the only time that it uses energy is to put the ink, like, to move the ink on the screen with the electricity.
What?
So they have a super long battery life, like, could be at literal days.
Damn,
Like weeks.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So if you're on a not so long backpacking trip, you'd get one of those. And yeah, it's easier on the eyes because it doesn't have that backlight.
It's ink. Yeah, looks like it's so weird.
It is. It looks like a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm
Definitely
looking up.
recommend looking at one of those if you are into reading and need to be a little bit more portable. But
yeah, I might get one honestly. Ha! Because I had like
So yeah, that's just like what the Kindle is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have like 15 books, and I don't want to carry them around anymore. Well, I've read like 5 of them. I guess I could throw those out
Wow.
or donate.
yeah,
In Bellingham, there's always little. You guys seen the little boxes where you can just leave a book, grab a book?
you mean like
Oh,
the
the-
one that we have right down our road?
The
they're everywhere. It's cool.
libraries,
Yeah. The what do they call them? Just
the little libraries.
yeah. There you go.
Little
It's so
libraries.
cool.
Yeah. Whenever I'm like leaving, I always see people outside of our little library like looking at the books in there. I'm just like That's actually really like if I finish a book, I might just put it in there.
Yeah, that's like I don't know. Books are just cool. That's why. They're
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Books are neat.
There's some good sales on Kindles right now.
They're
Oh yeah.
cheap.
Yeah, refurbished ones off of Woot.
Also owned by Amazon.
Yes, an Amazon
Really?
company. But yeah, there's like refurbished sales and stuff. You can get a 2021 Kindle Paperwhite, 6.8-inch display, for like $59.
$59. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can go through your local library or even like a bigger library. Like we could get a library card to Seattle, easy
That's what I
peasy,
did.
and you have their whole resources and like they also have like connected networks and stuff. Just libraries are so cool. Like you can rent such random stuff. Like I think there's even like portable batteries that if you need something. Like sometimes they'll have tools for different things. Maybe it depends on your library, but it could be like woodworking and stuff.
Weird.
You know, just all the books that they have, like the ebooks. Like our library actually has subscriptions to our local newspapers. I can't tell you how many times I'm trying to read the Bellingham Herald, and it's like, you should sign up. It's only $1.
I fucking hate that.
And I'm like, nope, I don't care anymore. Well, if you just go through the library, you can just go through their special site and put in your number, and then bing, bang, boom, bop, bam.
Bing, bop, boom, bop, bing, bop, bang. You can read it for freezies. So you can get I could get a Kindle and a library subscription and then just get books on my Kindle
Yeah. For free.
Yeah.
for free.
Like, look, mine is the Seattle Public Library because I got mine in Ballard because they have more resources.
Yeah,
and more books.
How do I get one of those?
You go on
Seattle.
Seattle Public Library something, or go down to Seattle. I think I did it online,
Yeah, I think you can do it online pretty easy.
and then you just sign up through in Libby, which is a public library app. And,
then
you can get all the resources. Like you can get all these books. You literally get like a physical library card.
What?
Like it's sick. You can search for so many books.
Yeah, and I think they also include like audiobooks too.
That's what I mostly use it for.
So it's
What?
it's just you have this whole
Free.
world of books
Tons of shit
totally
for
for
free.
free.
Wow.
If
fuck
I can't
Audible.
find it on here, I'll buy it on Apple Books
Mm.
because they have audio now too.
Oh, nice.
Or you
Wow.
can read it on your iPad or whatever. But
Yeah.
I have a bunch of books off of Audible. I don't have a subscription to it, but I used to. And it was like, you get, back
like
when I had it,
Tokens, right?
yeah, you get a token. So like every month, when you'd re-up your subscription, which wasn't really that much at the time, you get a token. I just get a book. Like, So it would be way cheaper than actually buying the book for the Audible
you get, like,
thing.
one a month, I think, on there.
Yeah, but no, I ended that and I just have like a bunch of books on there that I'm like just listening to every once in a while. But that's fucking cool. I want to get that.
Yeah, they have 73,000 audiobooks, 145,000 for Kindle.
73. Oh my.
So there's
God.
145,000 available on Kindle. There's 177,000 regular books, ebooks.
Yeah, which like you don't need to get a Kindle if you don't want to. You
But,
can
like,
just read it from your phone
I
as well.
bought this because I found it at a bookstore somewhere in Oregon, but they have this book I'm reading right now.
Oh, nice.
And I could listen to it.
What's the name of the book?
It's called Seven Eves. It's like if the moon, it's like the moon suddenly just broke apart into 7 pieces.
Oh, what?
It's crazy. It's really, yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, we'd be kind of fucked.
Well, depends.
It's a good read. It's cool. So it's kind of hard to get into at first. But yeah.
Like a little dry or something, or
Just big.
Mm.
Different perspective, different stories from different people.
Mm.
Okay, can
Third
be a little hard
person.
to like wrap your head around at first.
No,
to,
it's just like,
or like
it's like one of those shows that starts slow and every
Mm.
every episode introduces different characters,
okay,
and then like for a little bit every episode every bit is like different characters and their story, and then eventually it starts bringing them together and shit.
Okay.
Like it's like one of those kind of shows,
makes
but
sense.
it's a book.
That's,
But a
that's
But
cool.
no, show it's a book. Yeah, it's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all I had on stuff about books and ebooks.
Makes
Like
me want a Kindle now.
like always, I just recommend the one book that I've read, Catch 22.
I got that answer wrong on your birthday.
It's okay. A lot of people got those.
Yeah.
A lot of answers wrong on my birthday.
Yeah. No, it's bad though. The person who lives with you knows nothing about you.
The guy that we did driver's ed with me,
Yeah,
probably around the time that I was reading Catch 22.
most likely.
Yeah.
I don't retain very much information in my brain.
But if you do retain information about random trivia or cars,
There you go.
That's
Th-
all-
That's what I do.
that's what Coley
and
has.
Motorcycles. But you know who retains even more information? Specifically, who can play the same song over and 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 over again and never get tired of it?
who?
Our band.
The band?
Yeah.
Metamorphosize.
Hello, we're back. That's
Can you hear us while that's happening?
No, you.
Okay.
No. The music's playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I was like, ah, you could hear me over the music.
No.
Okay, it's like completely cut out.
Yeah. It always scares me. This fucking kid shows up. And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah. Out of
And then-
nowhere.
And then it just ends.
It's like, oh, hey, this was a drum set. Now it's a child.
This child is a drum set. Welcome. Welcome.
It's good to be here.
I didn't ask.
You're right.
I don't want to play.
I don't want to play anymore. Okay. Welcome to Cully's Quiz Quandary.
Question.
Question quandary.
Question?
Quandary question.
Yeah, I fucking never remember the name.
We'll get it down one
Should
day.
write it down. So this episode, this session, this bit will be musical quizzings
Oh.
and fun facts as
fun
always.
facts.
So we're just gonna start off. I did musical quizzing because I did Rush and Van Halen, and I was on a kick, and I was like, you know what, I'm digging this shit.
Mm.
So musical quizzing. What is known as the first instrument ever created? This is like what do you think it would be?
Oh.
What would your guess be?
I mean, I would think it'd be something with like percussion, like some kind of drum. But
yeah.
I almost think it could be even something even crazier, like one of the shaker things, like a maraca.
I'd say some sort of drum.
Yeah. Okay. That's incorrect.
All right.
Yeah. So that's what I thought too, because I saw a documentary bit. I think it was about like Ireland or Scotland or somewhere around there, and they have these big stones that are like perfectly carved out, and if you hit them, they make like a ringing noise. It's big fucking stones. They're just like doo doo doo. They're so perfectly carved out.
To like a xylophone.
But massive with stones. So that was my thought. I was like, oh, it's got to be those stones because it's just like you hit shit with rocks and it makes noise. Incorrect. So the first ever musical instrument is identified as a Neanderthal flute.
Oh,
I
flute.
was thinking flute. Then I was like, ancient villages in Africa surely hit drums.
Yeah. But
Right?
the oldest thing found is a flute, dating
Yeah.
back 50,000 to 60,000 years ago,
Yeah, it's kind of before human.
found in Slovenia. So the flute itself was discovered in 1995 by archaeologists near the Idrika River and is now housed at the Slovenia National Museum. It was carved from the bone of a cave bear and has 4 finger holes with 4 different pitches that match 4 notes of the diatonic scale.
What? So
Oh.
Neanderthals could get pitch?
Yep.
I
Damn.
thought pitch wasn't established in our eardrums until like later.
Nope.
Okay. Shit.
This discovery suggests that Neanderthals, not just modern humans, possessed a capacity for music and artistic expression, which is crazy. There have been other flutes and things made of bone and ivory that have been found in the said to be in the Upper Paleolithic era, suggesting that flutes were among the earliest musical instruments. So, for example, flutes made of mammoth bone and swan bone, which is weird, have been found dating back to 30,000 to 37,000 years in the Swabian Alps of Germany. Kind of crazy. But yeah, I totally thought, I was like, it's got to be those fucking rocks. Like, bing, bing, bong, bing, bong rocks.
Yeah.
You know? No, flute. Had no
Flute.
idea. Do you know what happens to be the heaviest of all instruments? What was your guess? What would you think it would be? What kind of instrument?
Grand
not specific.
piano.
I was gonna say, yeah, the giant piano that you always see in
Yeah, grand
churches that
piano.
have like
Or
4
an
or
organ,
5.
yeah.
Yeah, the giant organ.
A pipe organ. That would be it.
Yeah, very, very good guess. Wrong, but good guess. It is a carillon.
Fuck is that?
Carol on my wayward son.
Carillon. Yeah, it is. Essentially, you're correct. It's a giant ass organ, but instead of like air going through tubes, it's bells, like massive cast bells. So the heaviest musical instrument is the Laura Spelman Rockefeller Memorial Carillon at the Riverside Church in New York City, weighing over. Let's just make this fun. How heavy do you think it is?
3 tons.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 14,000.
That's 3 tons.
But no,
Well, no, that'd be 9,000.
3 tons would be 6,000.
I thought tons was
2.
3.
Tons
oh,
is
it's
2,000.
Okay.
14K.
91 metric tons.
How?
So I was
Fuck.
very close.
Yes, Josh,
91 tons. So
91
182,000 pounds.
Yep.
That's never gonna get moved.
So, along with pipe organs, carillons are among the world's heaviest musical instruments. The largest bell in the carillon, known as the bourdon, is the largest tuned bell ever cast for a carillon. There's honorable mentions to the great stalacpipe organ. While not as heavy as the carillon, the great stalacpipe organ in Luray Caverns, Virginia, is considered the world's largest musical instrument by Guinness World Records, spanning, holy shit, 3.5 acres of the cavern it is in.
What?
Yep. It's 3.5 acres of musical instrument.
That's way too big. It only has 2 keys.
And the other one.
No, it's different. It's different.
No, it's a feel. The Boardwalk Hall Auditorium
probably
organ
sick.
is a classic is in. I totally lost my spot. I'm so bad. Is in Atlantic City, New Jersey. It's also a very large and loud instrument with pipes that are 64 feet in length.
So about average.
The title of this episode, so about average. What was the first music piece?
I mean, it's gotta be the alphabet.
Twinkle, twinkle.
The English alphabet. Yes.
The first music piece.
First
Jesus.
music piece
Ever.
And you could let's go with like, because you're not gonna get the fucking name. There's no way.
No.
But let's go with year. When do you think it's dated back to?
I'm gonna say like 6,000 BCE.
Okay.
Probably. Jesus.
That's your answer. It's the Hurrian Hymn to Nikal, a song to the Hurrian goddess Nikal, discovered on clay tablets in the ancient city of Ugarit, which is modern-day Syria, dating back to 1400 BCE.
So I was closer. Jesus, 0 BC.
Yeah, you're right. He's got it.
The hymn is a prayer
I win.
to Nikal, the Hurrian goddess of orchards. It's considered the oldest surviving melody and is over 3,400 years old.
Does it sound like shit though?
Probably.
Probably sounds fucking sick.
The tablet, so it's not all on like a big carved on tablet thing. The tablet contains instructions for a song on a lyre, which is an instrument that looks like a little tiny harp.
Yeah.
That's Lyre. While the Hurrian hymn is the oldest surviving notated piece, there are earlier examples of what may have been musical notation, but they're not as well understood or preserved. So the Sikelos epitaph is an ancient Greek tune. It's the oldest complete musical composition to have survived in its entirety. It was found engraved on a marble column used to mark a woman's gravesite in Turkey, dated to the 2nd century CE or later. So, fucking old.
Yeah.
It is so cool that, like, this is so cool. There's just, like, people that lived thousands of years ago, like, that had such a different life. It's fucking dope.
That fucking jammed and listened to Rush.
It's just dope, dude. I mean, fucking people have been around for a long time. Not really that long, but kind of long.
1400 BCE. They're like, fly by night away from here. His name is Tom Sawyer.
I don't feel tardy. Maybe the sundial's slow.
Class dismissed.
The same fucking solo.
Yeah, it's just the lyrics are all different. Anyway, do you know what happens to be the smallest instrument in the world?
My dick.
Rip. Moment of silence. It's about average. What do you think? Like, what kind of instrument and how small?
Like a
do you
tin
think
whistle, but like a really small tin whistle.
I have a tin whistle.
Tin whistle, yeah, that is pretty small.
Or like maybe like a tiny little shaker.
Ooh, the world's tiniest violin. Yeah.
Funny you mentioned that. That's very close.
No.
Yeah.
Is it
This-
just one string?
No. The smallest instrument in the world is created in a science lab. It's the nano harp, a microscopic instrument made from a single piece of silicon, and it's about 140 atoms thick.
All right,
It has
here, let me
individual
play it.
strings and notes.
Yes. So its name, nano harp. Wow, it's like name, material, thickness. It's just is what I just said.
Stats.
So the nano harp consists of two end pieces, one square and one triangular, with several quote unquote strings of varying lengths stretched between them. The strings are actually silicon rods, 50 nanometers or 150 atoms in diameter, ranging from 1,000 to 8,000 nanometers in length.
You have a picture of this thing?
And no, it's too fucking small.
The microscopes exist. You should Google it.
They don't have that.
They couldn't microscope it. They're
Really?
just like,
The entire
believe me.
The
I'm
entire
looking it
device is about the size of a single red blood cell. And it's used to study vibrating materials at high frequencies.
There are pictures of it. Looks like a harp.
Is it really?
No, not really. It looks like this. It's got a literal line, and then the other side is a triangle with ridges, and each string connects to a different ridge.
Oh, yeah. It's just like It's a harp. It looks like a harp.
Oh, like these little things.
Yeah, yeah.
The mouth ones.
Mouth harp.
Yeah.
Yeah, mouth harp.
We should start a mouth harp band.
I want one. They sound so cool.
Boys, are we getting mouth harps this summer?
Dude, I already have a tin whistle. We're set.
I might have a mouth harp.
I think
somewhere.
I think Rush 2.0 is about to begin.
The nano harp. Can you hear the nano harp? If like, do they have like supersonic hearing devices?
You probably need a special microphone.
Probably.
Like,
No, there's just one guy that's like, wait. Yeah, I heard that. What's the most played song of all time?
Uh,
the one, the Bohemian Rhapsody.
no.
And this is just like
Is it Creed? No.
this is kind of a bonus question I have.
Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
The most played
It's
song
Gangnam
of
Style.
all time.
Gangnam Style, yeah. Not on Spotify, because if it's on Spotify, I think as of this month, it's some fucking song by The Weeknd.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
this means like pre now, like historically.
In all history.
All history.
And this is, I don't have the answer. I'm just asking what you guys think it is.
Gangnam Style.
Gangnam
You don't have an
Style?
answer?
I mean, it
Oh.
literally broke YouTube. They had to re-change their counting system because it got up to so many views.
Okay, but are we just because all modern songs would have more listens, but is it like listens per capita?
Well, no, it
Because
could-
if we go throughout
I'm-
history,
Yeah, it could be something like that, but it could be
Has
like
over 2
the
billion
birthday
plays.
I
song
know,
has
but
been
I'm
sung for
thinking per
everybody that's
capita
ever lived
exactly.
Yeah,
in
but
some form.
how long has the birthday song been around
Right.
for?
And we have some more people now than ever before, and it's just like so much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Golly!
And some people are like,
Freaking-
no, don't sing it. And they're like, fine, we respect you. We're your friends. We won't sing you a happy birthday.
Yeah. Or you could even say like some old pieces by like Mozart or something that
Yeah.
have been played billions and billions and billions of times. So yeah, you don't really know.
Higher by Creed, easy.
Oh, yeah.
By me, oh yeah, alone. I played it about 1 billion times.
Our first episode.
Just for that part, the after that. Anyway,
I just want him to say, "Can you?" Then I pause it every time.
no, I can't. What is the most expansive instrument of all time?
It's a violin, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, very good. It is indeed a violin. Do you know what it is? What it is?
It's just handcrafted violins are insanely expensive.
Do you know who it was handcrafted by?
I think it was Italian somebody.
It's like it's a common violin name
I don't know.
to me.
violin.
It's a
Gerald.
It's the Lady Blunt is its name of it. It's a Stradivarius.
Is that Italian?
So yeah,
Stradivarius?
Antonio
Nice.
Stradivari.
Okay, so that's what I knew something about it.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to see if you got the name.
I
So
don't,
yeah,
I don't got the name.
the Lady Blunt Stradivarius is a violin crafted by Antonio Stradivari in 1721.
Actually, it does sound familiar now that you're.
It's
Oh.
sold in a
25
private
bill.
25 mil.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hold that. What's your guess?
Huh?
How much do you think it sold for? And this is like the oldest, this is the most expensive recorded purchase.
Mm.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, probably like 40 mil.
Okay.
I think we're both really low.
It was sold in a private online sale in 2011 for 15.9 million.
Okay.
So less than you guys thought.
Damn it.
Yes.
No one respects the arts.
No.
Yeah, they only paid $15 million for a single violin. Idiots.
Stradivarius violins are highly sought after due to their exceptional craftsmanship and sound quality, particularly those from his quote-unquote golden period around 1700 to 1720. Other notable Stradivarius violins are the Joachim Ma Stradivarius, made in 1714. It's another highly valued instrument with an estimated value of 12 to 18 million. But the highest estimated is the Messiah Stradivarius, which is estimated to be about 20 million,
Damn.
but not recorded and sold.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of fucking cool. That's an expansive ass thing with some strings on it.
That is a very expensive string.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for joining and getting shit wrong and then getting shit right and listening to my learning my you learned.
Thank you for that. Why those wise words?
Yeah.
Yes, those are very wise words.
Yes. One day I'll work out a scoring system.
Yeah.
I don't need a scoring system. I just need to know that I'm learning.
You all win because we're learning.
No, I like competition, so
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
bring it back.
We'll give you invisible points.
The points don't matter.
Points don't matter.
Well, what does matter is us thanking you for listening to this episode of What's the Diff.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, thanks, but whatever.
Doesn't really matter.
Next week, we'll be discussing sweet potato versus yam,
What's the difference?
nature versus nurture,
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
sharks versus dolphins.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
That was ad-libbed. Have an opinion on something we've already discussed? Want to hear one of your topics debated? You can connect with us at whatsthediff.net. Leave us a text or a voicemail, 802-884-3553.
Bitch.
Or send a voice clip to us at hellowasthediff@gmail.com. Join our Patreon and support us today.
Or tomorrow.
I was just gonna say that.
Oh, what if we both said that?
Whatever works for you, you know.
It is 9 p.m. today, and by
Oh.
the time you hear this, it'll be our tomorrow.
Like
so
on
it
your
depends
lunch
what
break.
kind of
Yeah.
we're
But
talking
it could be
about.
yours tomorrow too.
And it's
so
also
it doesn't
going to be
even,
at 2.
it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
Just 'cause
When,
we-
Any-
no pressure.
it's the beauty of podcast.
No pressure, but
Beauty.
fucking do it.
Do it now.
Do it now. I mean, yeah, do it. Okay, thanks.
Do it!
Thank you. Thank you.
That threw me off. Do it. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Book.
Books.